What's up, Commanders family? Welcome back to Commanders HQ, where we stay locked in on everything burgundy and gold. You already know what time it is. This team is working relentlessly to improve in every area, both on and off the field. From front office moves to draft strategy, the Commanders are all about taking that next step, and we're right here with them for the ride. If you're as fired up as we are about the future of this franchise, smash that like button to show your support. And hey, if you haven't yet, subscribe so you don't miss any of our exclusive updates, insider info, and in-depth Commanders coverage. Let's talk about a very interesting trade proposal that just dropped. One that could shake up the second and third rounds of the NFL draft. Oh, and don't worry. We've also got some spicy rumors out of Chicago that suggest the Bears might be second-guessing their decision to pass on our guy, Jayden Daniels. Let's dive in. So, here's what's going on. According to ESPN insider Field Yates, there's a potential trade brewing between the Washington Commanders and the New England Patriots. And this one doesn't involve the top of the draft, so don't worry. We're not talking about giving up the second overall pick or anything wild like that. Instead, the suggested deal looks like this. The Commanders would trade picks number 29 and 128 to the Patriots in exchange for picks number 38 and 77. Let's break this down. Washington drops back 9 spots from late in the first round to early in the second. But in return, we jump a massive 51 spots, moving from a late fourth rounder all the way up into the mid-third round. That's significant, especially considering we currently have no picks in round 3, with just 5 total selections in the 2025 draft. This move could give GM Adam Peters more flexibility to address multiple needs without reaching. But what exactly could this trade mean in terms of talent? At pick number 38, we could be in prime position to land Trevayon Henderson, the explosive running back out of Ohio State. He's got home run speed, great vision, and he'd be a perfect complement to Brian Robinson Jr. in Cliff Kingsbury's system. But if Henderson is off the board, there are other exciting options. One name to keep an eye on is Jayden Higgins, the underrated wide receiver from Iowa State. Big frame, smooth hands, and sneaky speed. He's the kind of mid-second round value that could thrive alongside Terry McLaurin and Deebo Samuel. Now let's talk about pick number 77, the third rounder we'd be picking up in this deal. According to projections, the Commanders could have a real shot at landing players like Benjamin Morrison, a physical and instinctive corner from Notre Dame, Jonah Savenea, an interior offensive lineman from Arizona with major upside, or even Nick Scarton, a rising edge rusher with raw power and potential. That's 2 high upside players in areas of real need. And all it cost us was moving back 9 spots in the first round. Now, of course, no deal is perfect. And if Washington goes through with this trade, they'd be missing out on a few top-tier prospects available at pick 29. We're talking about players like Maxwell Hairston, the playmaking corner from Kentucky, Trey Amos from Ole Miss or Azarea, Thomas from Florida State, pass rushers like James Pierce Jr., Tennessee, or Donovan Eziruaka, Boston College, and offensive line depth like Gray Zabel from North Dakota State. So yes, we'd miss out on one of those potential stars. But that's the key word, one. Whereas in this trade scenario, we'd be getting 2 very solid prospects. And that's the kind of draft capital a rebuilding team like Washington needs. Especially if one of those picks turns into a contributor from day one. Now here's where things get even more interesting. Don't be surprised if the Commanders push some extra sweetener in this deal. Like flipping our 7th round pick, number 245, for the Patriots' 5th rounder, number 171. That's a big jump for the back end of the draft, and it could give us one more chance to find a hidden gem on day 3. With just 5 picks total, every extra. Swing matters. If this all plays out, Washington would walk away from the first 3 rounds with multiple high upside players, while still having a clear path to building depth in the later rounds. That's how smart teams win in April. Alright, let's pivot to the other big headline making waves this week. And yes, it has everything to do with our QB1 Jayden Daniels. There's growing buzz around the league that some people in Chicago might already be regretting taking Caleb Williams over Daniels with the number #1 overall pick in 2024. Let's look at the facts. Daniels led the Commanders all the way to the NFC Championship game in his rookie year. Williams, he struggled too. A 5-12 record with the Bears and looked lost behind a shaky O-line and inconsistent play calling. Now, to be fair, the Athletics' Nick Baumgardner isn't saying the Bears made a mistake, at least not yet. But even he admits, it's literally impossible to say another rookie QB outperformed Daniels. Daniels had one of the most poised and productive rookie seasons in NFL history. Let's go. There's no doubt that Daniels stunned the league. His poise, accuracy, mobility, and leadership were on full display every week. Meanwhile, the Bears are still trying to figure out if Caleb Williams is the guy. That's not to say Williams won't develop. He's talented. But Commanders fans, we might be looking back at the 2024 draft in a few years and saying, we got the better quarterback, and we got him at number 2. Let's not sugarcoat it. The Commanders' kicking game last season was a revolving door, and not in a good way. 4 different kickers suited up in burgundy and gold throughout 2024. As a group, they connected on just 81% of their field goal attempts. That's not ideal, especially not for a team that found itself in a bunch of close, high-stakes games. Those extra points and 3-pointers, they matter. And in DC last year, they were far from automatic. Now let's talk names. Austin Seibert handled the bulk of the duties until a hip injury ended his season. Seibert was solid. He hit 27 of 30 field goals, that's 90%, and made over 91% of his extra points. But let's be real. What fans remember is the crushing missed extra point against Dallas in Week 12. That miss didn't just cost points, it crushed momentum and morale. And now, Seibert's no longer under contract. Enter Zane Gonzalez. The veteran stepped in after Seibert went down. In 6 appearances, he made just 71.4% of his field goals, but did convert every extra point. His signature moment? That dramatic game-winning kick against Tampa Bay to send Washington to the divisional round. But despite that clutch performance, it's hard to feel completely confident heading into 2025 with Gonzalez as the guy. So where does that leave us? Well, it might sound strange, but there's a growing case to be made that the Commanders should use one of their precious few draft picks this year on a kicker. Yes, a kicker. Let's talk strategy for a second. In recent drafts, the league has started to come around to the idea that if you want stability at kicker, you might have to invest. Over the last 2 years, 6 kickers have been taken in the NFL draft, and 4 of those went in the 6th round. It's becoming a trend. Right now, Washington holds just 5 picks. Round 1, pick 29 round 2, pick 61 round 4, pick 128 round 6, pick 205 round 7, pick 245 that 6th rounder, pick 205, could absolutely be in play for a kicker. And believe it or not, there are 2 names in this draft class that are legit, battle-tested, NFL-ready kickers. Let's break them down. First up, Ryan Fitzgerald from Florida State. And folks, this dude was automatic in 2024. He went 13 for 13 on field goal attempts. Didn't miss a single extra point. Oh, and in FSU's opener against Georgia Tech, he nailed field goals from 52 and 59 yards. That's NFL leg power right there. But that's not all. Washington has already held a private workout with Fitzgerald. That means Adam Peters and the staff are doing their homework, and Fitzgerald is very much on the Commanders' radar. He's a cool, confident, proven college kicker who could come in and compete right away. Then there's Andres Borregales from Miami. If Fitzgerald is Mr. Perfect, Borregales is Mr. Workhorse. Thanks to the Hurricanes' high-octane offense, Borregales had way more opportunities, and he delivered. He went 18 of 19 on field goals in 2024, and converted all 62 of his extra point attempts. His long, a 56-yarder against Virginia Tech. But here's what really sets him apart. Borregales was Miami's starting kicker for all 4 years. That's consistency, maturity, and a large body of work to evaluate. Coaches love that. Between him and Fitzgerald, you really can't go wrong. This could be a classic 1A versus 1B scenario for Washington, and whichever one isn't drafted could end up. In camp anyway. But if the Commanders want to ensure real competition and end the kicker carousel, drafting one of these guys might just be the answer. Now I know what you're thinking. We only have 5 picks. Why spend one on a kicker? Fair question. But here's the counterpoint. If you draft the right kicker, you're potentially locking up that position for the next 5 to 10 years. No more scrambling midseason. No more next man up at kicker. No more heart attacks every time the special teams unit trots out there with the game on the line. And let's be honest, if you're building a team that wants to play physical, low-scoring, field position football, and Dan Quinn absolutely does, having a reliable kicker is non-negotiable. The Commanders already have some critical needs: edge rusher, secondary, maybe even depth on the O-line. But if Adam Peters finds value in Fitzgerald, or Borregales in the 6th or 7th round, that could be a sneaky smart move that pays dividends for years to come. So here's the big picture. This proposed Commanders-Patriots trade could be the kind of savvy draft maneuver that allows us to maximize our limited picks, strengthen multiple positions, and keep building this young roster the right way. And as for the QB debate, all we know is our guy is already doing historic things, and the rest of the league is starting to take notice. Now I want to hear from you. Should the Commanders pull the trigger on the proposed trade with New England? Would you rather stay put at pick 29 for 1 star, or move back and grab multiple contributors? And what are your thoughts on the Bears possibly regretting passing on Jayden Daniels? Is it too soon to talk about that? Or are we already seeing signs that Daniels was the better pick? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's keep the conversation going, because this offseason is heating up and we're just getting started. If you enjoyed the breakdown, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to Commanders HQ, and turn on notifications so you're always in the loop with the latest from Ashburn. Thanks for watching, and as always, hail to the Commanders.